What's going on over there? Oh no, it's LeBlanc. He's back. He's clowning. Unforgivable. This is unforgivable. Do you understand what I'm saying? The movie is late. It is the same level of bad as if the plane arrived late. Who even cares about an in-flight movie? In 2018, do people start caring about that? Along with elevators and planes? But the movie... What? I will not talk to you anymore. You are just wasting my time. What is the matter, Mr. LeBlanc? If there is no emergency, please return to your seat, sir. Do not tell me what to do. I need not to sit down. Well, Mr. Prosecutor, did you prove you are innocent yet? If you would like, I will prove my innocence to you right now. Can I do that? What nonsense. Are you saying my eyewitness testimony is mistaken? Not mistaken, merely that there is room for doubt. I'd be most honored if you would please tell me what you saw in detail once more. All right, fine, suit yourself, he says, pointing at me menacingly. If I don't succeed, he might just straight up kill me with his finger guns. I am certain I saw Mr. Hicks enter that elevator. It was when the needles on my pocket watch pointed to the 6 and the 12. The body was discovered 15 minutes after that in the lounge, yes? When you say it that way, that makes it sound like it was 12:30 rather than 6 o'clock. Then you, the only person in the lounge at that time, must be the criminal. Mr. LeBlanc's conclusion seemed to make logical sense. After all, the only person in the lodge at the supposed time of the murder was me. So, my eyewitness testimony. If you think you can destroy it, then come, let me see. Hurry, do I look like a man who is having the time to wait for you? Why is he so irritated? I'm the one accused of murder here. Anyway, I must find a way to discredit Mr. LeBlanc's account somehow. And fast. Oh my goodness, they're baking... I made bread earlier, and it's in the oven, and I think I can smell it, and it smells really good, and now I really want my bread. I'm gonna press. I assume the pocket watch in this case is the one you keep checking. Is that correct? Oh, you noticed. Bread is good. I'm gonna obtain that grain soon. It is a very expensive antique, I will have you know. The feeling is wonderful when I fully wind it up by hand. Pocket watches are cool. It does look very well designed and quite classy. I will have to charge you if you want to touch it. I'm good. That's quite alright. Let's continue with your testimony. Humph, what a cheap man you are. Now return the time you wasted back to me. And if we must, I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator at 6 o'clock. Let's see. Alright, so we're gonna just prove I was the only person. Which is the one that proves I'm not... I think it's this. Oh, no. Whoops. In American dollars, I would say it is worth around $9.99. So expensive. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Were you not intending to sell it to me? See, so every time they mention American, it reminds me, this is supposed to take place in America. Because someone once told me that localization didn't put it in America, and I was like, no, I think it did. And I'm now, like, retaining the evidence for that. Because that means that we instated the jury system in America. I don't know why the localization put it in America. It was a bad idea. I think I need to present something a bit more case-making to him. Okay. I am certain I saw Mr. Hicks enter that elevator. I mean, maybe the cell phone, I have to say, because I don't have the cell phone on me. Nope, that's also bad. Drat. Okay. Maybe I have to press him. Maybe I'm going too simple. I need to get more evidence. Mr. LeBlanc, were you able to get a good look at the inside of the elevator at that time? Of course, I saw what was inside. And you are sure that the victim was in the elevator alone? Yes, the only person inside was that Mr. Hicks man. This last outburst is a bit too important to let go. Okay. The only person inside. And now we have to prove that he wasn't the only person inside. Which I think is going to be the cell phone? Nope, I'm doing very bad. Let's show the footprints. I feel like, yeah, I was on the right path. It's just I was mixing it up. I was like, which one do I show? And I was just getting a little out of order. But I was on the right path. Mr. LeBlanc, what is it? There is a very glaring contradiction in your testimony. It just took like a third of my health. What do you mean? Please take a look at the area in front of the elevator. There, at the spilled grape juice. Yes, and? Will you admit you also spilled it with the blood? No, it spilled itself during the turbulence. But the interesting here is the set of grape juice footprints. Footprints? Yes, the ones that lead from within the elevator out into the lounge itself. It's evidence that proves that someone other than Mr. Hicks exited the elevator alive. Oomph. There must have been another person in the elevator with Mr. Hicks. Now then, I'm done playing games. Why don't you tell us the truth? Oh no, he's speaking in a language I don't understand. Can you please translate for us? Oh, what is that outfit? There's no way that complies with airline regulations. I'm gonna have to give you a dress code violation. There's no way that's under guidelines. That's dress code violation of airline guidelines. No way. That's totally impossible, I guess is what he said. Yeah, I mean, they definitely gave her a very large chest area and an outfit that doesn't make sense. Though this is not the most, I will say, this is not the most egregious use of barely clothing I've seen. I've seen a very awful one. And I'll say now, if we ever get to like 50 followers, I will do a marathon of a game which has the most egregious, like, barely a shirt I've ever seen. No way. That is totally impossible. I know there was no other person in there. I saw with my own eyes. If you want to know what I think, Mr. Edgeworth, I don't think Mr. LeBlanc is lying to us. Possibly there was a mix-up in times or something. I suppose she's right. He doesn't seem to be lying. But then what does it mean? What about this contradiction? He saw the dude going down at 12:30, and he's like, yes, 6 o'clock. Mr. LeBlanc, please, just once more, will you recall the details of what you witnessed for me? Merg. What I saw, part 2. He's sweating. I was very upset when Mr. Hicks passed by my seat. I was always checking the time, over and over again. I happened to follow that man with my eyes when he passed me, and I saw clearly into the elevator he was entering. But I swear there was no one else inside. No one. Or maybe someone from the cargo hold. One-up it. Mr. LeBlanc, if you would please calm down. What? Dare you two have an issue with my eyewitness testimony? No, not at all. Please forget I said anything. Yet again, he doesn't appear to be lying. But I can't let this testimony stand as the truth. I was very upset when I saw Mr. Hicks pass by my seat, always checking the time over and over again. Maybe find out why he was upset. Why were you so attentive to the time? Because something unforgivable happened. Come to think of it, you were yelling about something unforgivable earlier. I was giving a complaint to the attendant about this movie starting time. Oh. Return back to me my time. In money. You understand the point. Movie. Is he talking about the in-flight one that's mentioned in the magazine? That's not gonna be it. Yeah, see, the movie doesn't start till 6:30. But it also does start at 12:30. See? That's the contradiction. They were supposed to show License to Laugh, Love, Laugh, Maim, and Murder. I cannot see that movie in my country. You can only see it on international flights. Yeah. See, I told you, like, the way he said the two hands are pointing to 12 and 6. I was like, the way he said that is so oddly vague that I just don't trust that it was at 6. I checked my pocket watch whenever possible so I would not miss it. I even set my pocket watch to the destination time when I came on board. So my watch is now wrong. It matched the schedule. But the movie was still late. Very, very late. Your pocket watch. I'd like to ask you a little more about it, if it's all right. Yeah, so it was clear that he didn't have he wasn't reading it correctly. Oh, but I guess I did it wrong? The movie I wanted to see when... So... maybe this is what I call it out on. Because something's not right there. Okay, I was just a little bit off on which section again. Mr. LeBlanc, you said this just now in your testimony. I even set my pocket watch to the destination time when I came on board. Now, if your watch had been set to our destination's time zone, it would mean that your watch is displaying the time of our destination. Yes, Anne, the correct time is worth its 6 cents. I would like you to take a look at this. Oh, it's the departure time zone. Once again, I have a similar train of thought, but I'm slightly off. If you believe the Sky magazine, clocks on this flight run in accordance with the time of our departure time zone. Of course, the movie schedule was also created with that in mind. Miss Tenero, for confirmation's sake, what time zone is this flight aligned to right now? Well, we made a short stop at a transfer point. That's right, it was in that small Asian country, the Republic of Shangfa. I've never heard of that, so I assume that's going to be important in one of the Apollo Justice games. Maybe we'll see it in Dual Destiny. But we didn't readjust our onboard clocks at that time. So right now, we are still running on Borginian time. What? The time difference between Borginia and our destination is 9 hours. In that case, it's only natural that your watch would be out of sync with the schedule. Wah! Further, with your analog watch set to our destination's time, it would appear to be running 3 hours fast when compared... Thank you. I tried to do Waluigi. When compared to the flight's onboard clocks. It also changes everything about your testimony. And you can bet 1 million cents on that. 1 million cents is, what, like $10,000? I mean, this guy sounds kind of rich. I would say that's a safe bet. In light of this information, it means you saw Mr. Hicks 3 hours prior at 3 a.m. My 1 million cents! This should clear up all the remaining accusations. So, this basically widens the time frame for the time of death, right? Yes, because Mr. LeBlanc saw the victim enter the elevator at 3 a.m. It means that the time of death could be anywhere from 3 to 6:15. So I'm also going to say that this likely means that it's not LeBlanc. I want to blame the captain, because I haven't seen the captain yet, but I've also not seen the captain yet, which makes me hesitant. So what I'm going to do to save for my culprit is I'm going to bring back a certain image we've used. Do I have the image? Let me just bring up an image again. Add source. And we're just gonna put that bad boy up on there again. If I can grab the image. And there we go. And then what I'm gonna say for who it is, so I'm just gonna edit this up and say weird dress code violator. I don't know how to spell violator. Or captain. And we're just gonna, make that look nice. File, export, and that should be good. Yep. There we go. Those are our suspects. The question is where was Mr. Hicks during that span of time, and what was he doing? I've got something to say. And you are... Yeah, oh, what's that smile? She doesn't have teeth, just like, what is it, like one block of teeth bone going on. I'm Cammy Meele. Cammy Meele? Cammy Meele? Chamomilla? Chamomilla tea, maybe. Maybe it's like the tea. I'm a flight attendant. Well, and what is it you wish to say? Well, I think your story is a little different from how I remember it. Okay, seriously, why didn't they give her teeth? It looks like she just has a bone. Big old tooth bone in her mouth. What do you mean, Cammy? I mean, Mr. Hicks sitting in his seat at 5 a.m., you know, hand over the tooth bone. Oh no, I don't want it. What? How can you be so sure of the time? I like her theme, though. Sounds kind of bad, like kind of goofy. Sorry. Oh, that's right. He pushed his call button while we were parked at the transfer point. The stop we made for refueling and cargo transfer at Shengfa, right? Or correct? Yes, it was from 4 to 5 a.m. according to our clocks. And during that time, did any of the passengers leave, or did any new ones board the flight? No. Not a single person got off on or in Shangfa. What about the flight crew? A few who were handling the cargo transfer might have gone temporarily on or off. I can't trust her now. Look at that smile. That's a smile of someone who just has no emotions. Her eyes, they're like dead discs. Like, she doesn't even have a pupil like this lady. Yeah, her dead eyes. Like a fish. And I mean, she's already so bold as to break the dress code violation. I just can't trust her. But eventually, including Cammy and myself, came back on board. So basically, I can assume that no one has left or got on since our initial takeoff. Interesting. I should keep that in mind. Yeah, and I answered his call. I can tell ya, Mr. Akbay Hicks was there in his seat when we took off at 5 a.m. Cammy Meele. Alright, then that puts the time of the murder between 5 and... Oh, it's Cammy Meele because she's sleepy. She's a sleepy... Oh, I'm slow on the uptake. That puts the time of the murder between 5 and 6:15 a.m. Okay, now what time did you come down to the lounge, Mr. Edgeworth? I remember coming down here almost as soon as we left the Republic of Shangfa. Ah! You were here the whole time from 5, yes? Then you are the only one who could be the killer. Mr. Edgeworth, were you really here in this lounge the entire time from 5 a.m. onwards? Unfortunately, yes. But then, how do we explain the footprints? Is not that obvious? This man waited for Mr. Hicks here in this lounge, waited to kill him. And then he put the corpse into the elevator. That is when the turbulence happened. My eyewitness testimony may have been mistaken. But what time I saw Mr. Hicks enter the elevator on the second floor does not matter, because the entire incident concluded here in this lounge. Everything happened in this lounge. Is that what you really believe, Mr. LeBlanc? What? Do you have another idea? I simply feel that there is something out of place in the scenario you presented. Is there something that can tie the crime to a location other than this lounge? Something being dragged? Maybe the missing cell phone? Let me just save. Being cautious. Oh. Yikes, that was bad. Here's a simple slip of the hand, I assure you. What can tie this to another location? I want to say this. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say the iFly. Say that it also takes place with that. Yep. The murder weapon. This little piggy bank is sold at the in-flight shop. It is sold there and only there, and is not displayed here in this lounge. How then did it find its way here? Don't you find that a tiny bit suspicious? Such a trivial point. It only means you prepared it, taking it from the shop first, before coming here. It doesn't prove you are innocent at all. Nerd. Is there no way to win with this man? Oh, hey, if I may. She's gonna be useful, thank you. What is it? You see. Well, it's just as Mr. Edgeworth says. Oh, and why do you know this so well? Well, it's just that the piggy bank was there in the shop. I saw it with my own eyes. And when was this? It was maybe around 5:40 a.m. Isn't that just before we hit that patch of turbulence? That's right. You were in the shop just before the turbulence? Yes, I was. Come to think of it, Miss Tenero, when I found the body, I believe you came out of that door. Yes, I did. And what is beyond that door? That's the flight attendant's room. Then you were on the first floor? Yes. I had to do something at the shop and in the flight attendant's room. So I went to the shop first and then to the flight attendant's room. Are you saying you passed by me at some point? Yes, you seemed really into the issue of Sky magazine you were reading at the time. I don't suppose you noticed me walking by. I vaguely recall someone walking by, but I didn't take notice of who it was. Anyway, the piggy bank was definitely there at the shop when I went there. Why did you go to the shop in the first place? I went there for a work-related matter. That's super suspicious. I don't think it was work-related. Work, you say? Yes, the upkeep of the shop is also one of my responsibilities. Why did you not say anything about that until now, is what I want to know. In any case, I believe it's clear that the shop needs to be investigated as well. Shall we head over there then? Oh. Oh no, she's got her dead eyes and dead, scary smile on. What is it now? Aren't you forgetting something, Miss Rhoda? Don't you need the captain's permission to check the shop? No, I haven't forgotten. But I have already asked him for permission to search the entire plane. So I think we're all right. Huh? That's weird. What is? Well, I just talked to the captain, see? And he said that he didn't give you permission to do anything like that at all. Ooh, Tenero's lying on our behalf. What is the meaning of this, Miss Tenero? It means she's lying. Go on, admit that you are. You said you had permission to search all over, but you don't, and yet here you are. Maybe mind your own business, dead-eyed Cammy. You, flight attendant, what are you trying to do? Pull the sheep over us? The captain's calling for you, Miss Rhoda. Oh, but don't worry. I already got permission to search the shop from the captain. See, unlike you, I do things the right way. You fell asleep. You were asleep at your job in the back of the plane. I don't like you. Miss Tenero, why would you do such a thing? Please excuse me. Interesting. What game is she playing at? Looks like I get to be in charge now. I don't want her in charge. Please, go back to your seat, Mr. LeBlanc. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you would follow me, I will be your guide from now on. No! There's something about Miss Tenero that has piqued my curiosity. But right now, investigating the in-flight shop is my top priority. Look, we don't even get a partner button because Miss Cammy Meele is untrustworthy and I don't like her. Miss Meele, about investigating the in-flight shop. You're of no use to me asleep. Wake up. Yawn. Huh? What's up? I need you to come with me so we can search the shop. Go on ahead without me. Yawn. I'll catch up with you later. How has this woman not been fired yet? It's her evil. It emanates from her. March 12th, 8:32 a.m. In-flight shop. So this is the in-flight shop. Oh. There's been a thievery. It's quite a mess in here. You think? I guess I'll have to clean things up then. Tee-hee. Why? Why is she like this? Oh, because she's trying to probably destroy evidence. Because she's evil. The Meele stands for me, evil. Got him. Hold on, you can't clean up a potential crime scene. Oh, thank goodness. I hate cleaning so much. I mustn't rush things here. I must remain cool, calm, and collected. Because this piggy bank was left at the crime scene. There's a very good chance that the killer had paid this place a visit. He might have paid this place a visit, but he sure didn't pay this place for that piggy bank. But what are these? Thank you. Thank you for the support for one of my bad jokes. I'm not sure which. Those are our company's completely original line of suitcases. They're practically flying out the door. That's how popular they are. Oh, thank you for the compliment. You should buy one and see how you like it. You won't regret it. Perhaps that's how things work on this flight. But in the real world, you try, then buy. Actually, no. Welcome to e-shopping. We very much don't try and buy. No way. But either way, it doesn't really matter. True. Either way, why would anyone buy a suitcase after they've boarded the plane? Anyway, see that? They look at all the Mr. iFly heads painted on there. Cute company mascot, isn't he? They're painted on with lots of care. Doesn't he look like he's about to jump out at you? That makes it sound like he's about to murder me. It is certainly making something jump inside my stomach. Huh? Oh, I guess there's no fooling your refined tastes. You looked like you really wanted to get one. And I thought I was gonna finally make my first sale. But you saw right through it. Glad that's done, though. Never make me try to give you a sales pitch ever again, okay? But I never showed any interest in it to begin with. Tee, it really is pretty horrible, isn't it? You want to know something? The suitcase was designed by Miss Rhoda. Whoa, you're trashing her? While she's not even here? This is like regular work. Miss Tenero designed this? Yeah, it was a company-wide contest. Well, it does have a very sharp design sense. Haha, sharp? Like stinky sharp cheddar, maybe? What? I really have no idea why the bigwigs decided to go with it. It's so... bleh. Miss Tenero designed this, did she? It's definitely not what I would have expected. Ah, what was that? You okay? I'm fine. Please watch yourself, Miss Meele. Letting a suitcase freely roll around has to be a safety violation. Here, I'll put it back. Interesting. So the fact that they were still there means someone entered after the turbulence hit, because otherwise the suitcases would have been all willy-nilly. I don't know much about this shop, but you can still ask me about whatever. What do you think about my badge? Oh, I'd love to have this piece of jewelry. Can I have it? No, you may not. This is a prosecutor's badge. Pooey, then why did you show it to me? I wanted to prove to you that I really am a prosecutor. And that it's not possible for a prosecutor like me to commit such a crime as... Zzz. I see that I'm just wasting my time with Cousin Hare here. It's Cousin It. Oh, she's still asleep. So, what do you think about what has happened regarding this case? Oh, I don't know. I guess I think you're the killer, though, Mr. Edgeworth. I can assure you that I'm here to prove, in this shop, to prove just the opposite. Yeah, but it was me that got you the permission to look around, you know? So don't forget that, okay? How am I supposed to thank you properly if you insist on falling asleep? Well, you know what would really show your thanks? You see that item for sale over there? Sorry, but you're going to have to make do with my words of appreciation. She's a money grabber. She's trying to steal all the money in my pocket. She sees it in her dreams. And she's like, he's got a pocket full of money. And I'm not going to let her have it. There's a wide selection of souvenirs for sale in these display cases. You know what I'd suggest? Sorry, but I have no intention of buying souvenirs on this trip. Okay, then how about you buy something for me then? As a present. I can't think of a single reason why I'd want to buy you anything. Savage. But I've had my eye on that pendant for such a long time. Try paying some attention to me when I ask you something, and then we'll talk. Let me look at the glass. There's glass here. The glass from this display case's door is shattered all over the floor. And it looks like there's nothing on display inside either. Wait, actually, there is something. What's this? A mini captain's hat. It's a tiny captain's hat. I swear I've seen one of these before. Oh, those go on the mascot. So we can prove the murder weapon has one of these, right? Connect it. Yep. The hat probably used to be on the piggy bank's head. Let's give it a go and see. I believe this piggy bank was forcefully removed from this display case. Does this mean that the killer broke the glass to get at it? Alright, so we've proved that. Hey, really? Don't tell me you don't know what things go where in this shop. Well, I don't. Miss Rhoda's in charge of this place. So, come on. How should I know anything? I sense that further inspection of this display case is needed. Alright, let's inspect this more. I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious looking nook and cranny. And the dog's barking again. The glass on this door is broken. Perhaps it was the killer who broke it in order to take the piggy bank? But it's a bit odd that the inside of the case is so devoid of glass shards. It broke from the inside then. Or it was clean. Plus, the glass broke rather cleanly. Ah! What is it? I touched the glass, and it cut my finger. Why are you touching glass? It hurts, Mr. Edgeworth, it hurts. Please tell me you can deal with such a minor cut on your own. Where's your first aid training? Oh, hello? Yes. Wait, what do you need? Hello? That was my mother. She was asking if I was streaming, and I said yes, and then she left without a word. I don't know what she wants. For security, there's a lock on this display case. Miss Meele, if I may ask you about this lock. The one who's in charge of the shop is Miss Rhoda, so... She's got the keys to all the display cases. I see. Oh, I bet you want to buy something. Do you want me to go get the key from her? No, that's alright. Interesting. Let's see what else there is. Is this the same man as the one betrayed by the statues around the elevator? Yeah, that's a paperweight of the founder of iFly Airlines, Mr. Hugo iFly. Oh, on the bottom shelf we have the Q one. The middle shelf is the realistic one. And on top shelf, that's the floral version. Floral? Are you sure about that? Let me guess. You just said the first thing that came to your mind, right? Dots. Looks like I hit the bullseye. Okay. Rip. Sorry to hear about your laptop. Hopefully it'll be better once charged. Basically, all we noted was that the glass isn't on the inside, and I just looked at these statues, and it brought up no info. Oh, and that Rhoda is in charge of the shop, and she has the key. Yeah, I already looked at that. Yeah, so I don't think you missed too much. Yeah, and I don't have anything I think directly contradicts yet. iFly Airlines related books line this shelf. The history of iFly Airlines, the future of iFly Airlines, the 7 wonders of iFly, fight on iFly Airlines. Working name, Go You Airlines, I love flying. The titles make it very clear that they won't be making the top sellers list anytime soon. Brutal. Maybe I can see the books? No. That just keeps saying about the glass. I'm not seeing anything I can deduce from this. Or wait, maybe I can. I forgot, deducing is with your info. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna deduce that with the statue, because this contradicts our expectation. And then I'm gonna say the statue because it couldn't have been broken. And I'm also gonna save because I've already ruined so much of my health. Yes, okay. There is definitely something very unusual about this. About what? If the killer had broken the glass to get at the Mr. iFly bank, there should be shards of glass inside the case itself. Oh, I see. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Oh, I guess that would be like that. However, there's not a single piece of glass inside the display case. Nope, no there isn't. Which means that the glass was broken from the inside out. The piggy bank must have fallen over from the turbulence and right through the glass. Yeah, that's for sure. There's so much glass all over the floor. I'm willing to bet that this hat was knocked off its head at the time too. That's nice. Which leads me to believe that the killer took the Mr. iFly from here after the turbulence. As we could prove. Alright. Take your power naps on your own time, Miss Amilla, and listen when I'm talking. Yeah, you show her, Edgeworth. Wah! Wah! But the murder occurred before the turbulence, which rules this piggy bank out as the murder weapon. Oh. So you mean the bank's not the real murder weapon? It's a fake? Yes, at this point, that is a very real possibility. But then what if when the killer went to take Mr. iFly, they broke the glass by accident? The display case is locked, so that's highly unlikely. Yeah, but there's one person who could've. Oh, and who would that be? Miss Rhoda, of course. I mean, she's the one in charge of this place, so she has the keys to everything. Stop trying to blame Rhoda. I know I did that at the beginning, but she's definitely innocent now. She had the partner button. I trust her. Miss Rhoda Tenero, huh? Alright, is there anything else we can gather then? Turbulence? Okay, I'm gonna connect turbulence and suitcase now. Because that would have been a hazard, and those should have been moving around. Nice. Yes, there is definitely something wrong here. Oh, what's with the sudden yelling? Tell me, Miss Meele, don't you think there's something strange about these suitcases? Oh, well, sure. They're totally strange, like the color and such. That's not what I'm talking about. Now pay attention. Ah, you're scaring me, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm surprised you could be scared. You're the scariest thing here with your dead eyes. Her eyes are just too dead. Her smile, unnerving. This is sorry. These suitcases are lined a bit too prim and proper. Yeah, they look a bit uptight, don't they? But I guess they take after their creator. Again, that's not what I meant, Miss Meele. Don't you find it unusual that these cases are the only things undisturbed by the turbulence? Never mind, I'd sooner find an answer by inspecting these suitcases myself. Upon closer inspection, they really are quite hideous. Teehee. I wonder how Miss Rhoda would have reacted if she'd heard what you just said. Don't dare threaten to tell her. What's wrong? She makes a good point. It would be wise of me to watch what I say out loud. What's this? I've spotted something not quite right. What is so unusual? Oh, this one's stopped. But this one isn't. This is what is so odd. Oh. I'm just gonna guess it's on the other one. That's what I'm gonna do. After I've wasted so much health, I'm so healthless. There's something very peculiar about these wheels. Huh? As in, there are no stoppers in place on these. Without stoppers, one would think that the turbulence would have sent it flying. And sigh. And so it is very likely that the suitcase was placed here after we hit the turbulence. Let's take a closer look at it, shall we? Gonna examine this. Maybe Miss Tenero has a secret personality, or like a secret identity. Huh, it would appear to be unlocked. Let's take a look at what's inside. Like, we're gonna get through this and she's gonna be like, ha, you thought I was regular, boring old Tenero? No, this is my real identity. Someone who's absolutely wild. A piece of cloth. And it's soaked with blood. Oh no. Ah, it's blood. It appears there is no way this is her first time seeing blood. She's too evil to have not seen it before. It appears that this suitcase is very strongly tied to our murder after all. Oh, I didn't get my full health back. Ouch. So explain this to me. What does this suitcase have to do with the murder? I believe it's pretty safe to say that the killer used the suitcase in some manner. Such as to move something, perhaps? Oh, the real murder weapon. Because that's why there was the suitcase, there was the indentations of the carpet. But aren't you just talking about the cloth then? That alone is too small. A larger item would be needed to move what I'm thinking of. The thing I believe that this killer used to move this suitcase, to transport is, do we say the souvenir? Or do we say Mr. Hicks himself? Yeah, maybe Mr. Hicks died here, but his body was moved. I mean, there wasn't blood in either scene. So, I think that makes sense. Something that would fit inside a suitcase that would also be covered in blood. Sounds like a dead body, doesn't it? What if he just died on accident and this lady came in and was like, oh no, I don't know what covers this situation, and just moved his body. Like, he died because turbulence knocked something straight into his head, and she was like, I don't have training for this, I'm just gonna move it. It's out of sight, out of mind. But, in light of this, I'd say that Mr. Hicks was moved into the elevator from someplace else. Which means that the murder was committed in an entirely different location. So you're saying that after moving the body into the elevator, the killer brought the suitcase here and just left it? Exactly. What is it? Nothing. Just that I was thinking about what Miss Rhoda said about coming here for something. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth? She's back. I wanted to give you a bit more time, but I'm afraid I wasn't able to convince the captain. I'm very sorry, Mr. Edgeworth, but the captain feels that he has allowed you ample time. He says he'd appreciate it if you could wrap it up here and return to your seat. I understand his sentiments, however, if I'm not allowed to complete my investigation, the crime scene may become contaminated by the time we land. If I must stop, then I insist I be allowed to oversee the preservation of the two sites. Under your supervision, of course. If that's your only condition, then I believe we can accommodate your wishes. I'm here to assist you in any way I can, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, wait, I've failed to acknowledge this before, but her bun is 3 cubes that are just offset from each other. Like, next time she comes up, take a good look at her bun. Sounds like fun. We can camp out and watch over everything together. I found proof that the real crime was not in the lounge. And I have enough evidence to prove myself to be innocent of any wrongdoing. And yet, regarding what Miss Meele reminded me about Miss Tenero, I can't allow my investigation to end here. The truth must come to light. To be continued. Alright. I am gonna save my data. Okay. What I'm thinking of is I want to keep playing, but also